Hi guys, and happy Sunday. Today is, the 18th, July 18th, and it's going to be a warm day here in Chicago. Hope you're all having good weather where you're at. So today I'm going to be using this new stamp set out of the upcoming July through December mini catalog. Now the sales period, because of delays, is August to December, so this will be available on August 3rd. But it's a set that I wasn't planning on getting with the stamp set alone, but I love the coordinating dies. So these are the Giving Gifts dies, and they kind of made me look at this in a different light because you have these leaves that get cut off by this die. It's just a real fun set. So what I'm going to show you today is the dies with this. Now, there are 4 dies that cut out what I call picture frames. So we have the ornaments, we have the pumpkins, and I have here, let me put this against, let me find something here. So that's what cuts out like that. You can see that okay. And then you have these bigger dies that cut out winter scenes. So this is what I'm going to show you today, using these dies. Okay, so these were my inspiration. So this is what the card is going to look like once I layer it onto a base, and I'll put a greeting below. This white square is 3.5 by 3.5. This white square is 5 by 3.5. So then your coordinating layers would be 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, I'm going to show you how we did this. Okay, all of these dies fit into your mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So we're going to take our plate 1 and 1, 2. We're going to put it down here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this to leave that border. And then I'm going to put this to also leave that border the same. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some blue painter's tape just to hold it in place. And as you can see, when I put that down, I moved it. So let me go ahead. Let me get it off of the base first here. Maybe I'll do tape them one at a time. So here's this. And then here's this, leaving about the same. Let me take another piece here. Make sure that some of the tackness is off so it won't rip your paper. Excuse me. I was out in the yard yesterday trimming back our crabapple tree that's right by our house. There was branches that were scraping against the house and against the gutters. So have a little bit of an allergy situation going on here. So pardon me if I am loud with the clearing of my throat. All right. Now, with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, unlike our previous machines, I don't ever feel the need to go back and forth twice. But since there are 2 dies on here and they are a little bit more intricate, I'm going to go ahead and do that twice. Take off the tape carefully, because remember, this is now pressing into that cardstock. So even if you've taken off that tackiness, just slowly peel it so you don't rip your cardstock. All right, so let's go ahead and take that off. And if you've run it through twice, you can see how the pieces just fall off. I know, it's a mess. I'll have a mess to clean up later, won't I? And see, I didn't have all the tackness off on that piece there, so that is pulling up a little bit. Not a big deal. And I'll get my Take Your Pick tool in a second to go ahead and get those extra pieces. All right, so let's clear this off a little. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 1 die, and I'm going to do it in the opposite corner. Again, leaving a little bit of an edge there. And now on this, I don't want to put any tape down on that, press down on that, just in case it would rip off a reindeer leg. And You never want to rip off a reindeer leg. That's just not right. Get off those extra papers. Sorry that the camera's moving so much. And then I'm going to go back again. Get that out of there. Again, we're going to pull that off slowly. Don't want to rip that cardstock. And by doing it twice, everything is just going to fall completely out once you release it and kind of rub through it a little. Now, you also have take your pick tool that you can use the brush on for some of the finer pieces. Let me go ahead and grab that from back here. And let me grab my little... I'm just going to go over those little pieces there and see that they all fell off. And if they don't, you have your piercing end that you can do. You want to be careful. You don't want to press too hard because you don't want to rip any of those snowflakes. That would be the snowflakes from the die. All right, so there's that one. Look how gorgeous that is. I have a lot of scraps down here. Let me move those off to the side. Use that tape later or a lint brush to get those all up. Okay, so then when you go ahead, let me grab, we'll get one of my scrap pieces of cardstock. Here is a gorgeous grape, but you can see how, oops, and there's one right there that didn't come out. There we go. Look how gorgeous that is. All right, no pun intended because it's on gorgeous grape. But look at that. It's very striking. Okay, and then for the other size, if you're just going to do 2 of them together, then you're going to do the 3.5 by 3.5 inch square. Sorry, get some of those extra pieces off. Again, we're going to put the die near the top. Die there. This one says there's only 2. I may be able to get that through. Now sometimes on this smaller Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, oops, it feeds through a little bit differently because sometimes if you don't have them, you know, on the edge, right? I'm sorry, if you don't have the 2 cutting plates perfectly lined up, sometimes it doesn't feed through very good. See, on this I have it very close to one edge. There's going to be a lot of cracking, but you're not breaking anything, don't worry. It's just because those plates are not perfectly aligned. Now I only went through once on that. Let's see how that looks. I can see right there there's not a piece, so before you even take it off, lay it back down. Put that back on. This time I have those 2 lined up together, so there's going to be even pressure as it goes through. Not that I have to go back. I'm really sorry that the camera's so messing up or bobbing so much. All right. So now you can see again, just completely falling off. It's like when you cook barbecue ribs and they just fall off the bone. Well, on this basic white cardstock, when you run through twice like that, it falls right off the cardstock. So look at that. I'm going to complete the card later, and I'll either post it on my Facebook account or maybe I'll put it as the front image for this video. But just showing you those fantastic dies. Again, the bundle is using the Time of Giving stamp set and the Giving Gifts dies. It's going to be available August 3rd, and it's a great one to have. All right, so thanks a lot, guys, and have a great day.